Vision, they say, helps break the clutter. And one man who personified this code through action was the late A.G. Krishnamurthy, an advertising stalwart who founded institutes and organizations that have opened up a reservoir for new age Indian advertising. The brain that crafted the many firsts that India brags of has left us with an incredible inheritance. Brand Equity remembers the ad genius through a special tribute that embodies his exemplary vision. Ronak Shetty goes back in time to bring back the timeless work that Achyutanni Gopala Krishnamurthy has bestowed generations with. This is a Brand Equity tribute to the legend AGK.
Sunsilk Beauty Shampoo, a toothpaste and mouthwash in one.
There was a mundane era in advertising where commercials were all about fancy words and little to do with emotions. That's when a simpleton from Andhra Pradesh decided to step in and bring color coupled with emotion into advertising.
None of the people who are big achievers did not have any supernatural powers with them. They are like you and I, but they had big dreams and they knew how to realize the dreams.
Here's presenting an insight into the life of a man the advertising industry now calls AGK. He's no more with us, but he provided a bend in the road of Indian advertising in the late 80s and early 90s. He may be no more with us, but let's take a look at what his contribution has been and what we can learn from his life.
The 18th of April 1942 marked the birth of what we can now staunchly say was the new wave in Indian advertising.
As a young kid, I was a good painter, I was a writer, I think I was fairly good in mathematics. I was also fairly good in sports. I could have chosen any one of them and tried to build a career. Finally, in my early 30s, I realized I think I'm fairly good, maybe more good than others in creativity. So I joined the advertising profession and nothing stopped me then.
The late A.G. Krishnamurthy, a pioneering vision, prolific ideas, and a sailor who maneuvered the indigenous advertising fraternity to the shore of success. During his early days, AGK was deeply inspired by Dhirubhai Ambani, and what's promising about the ad genius is that years later, his vision is at par with the man he once idolized. Brand Equity pays homage to the ad genius, who isn't with us, but who's left us with a legacy to thrive on. Get to know what you would never be acquainted with if it wasn't for AGK.
We built Mudra, we built Mica. By this kind of approach to life, I think, you want to be the best in what you do. You can't be the second best, the third best. You have to faith in, you have to believe in yourself.
I think he's someone who gave and helped give a new direction to Indian advertising, which was otherwise trapped in a imitative, a kind of and a great desire to always see itself in very anglicized terms. I think what AGK did was to give back to Indian advertising its Indianness.
He took pride in saying that he had been trained by Dhirubhai Ambani. There was something about him that he believed that he also was a mini Reliance. I mean, it was something like, being the Reliance in advertising agencies or in the world of advertising agencies. He took pride in that, and he believed that he has to show Dhirubhai Ambani that he too can do something with advertising, which is going to be a very tiny little speck in the whole Reliance empire. But even Dhirubhai Ambani would have to acknowledge that AGK was actually doing a great job.
There's a classic ring to Indian ads and the jingle era.
HCar Dermicool, खमोरियों से राहत.
They stir positive emotions even today.
I love you, Rasna.
That's the craft AGK was known to bring onto the table. He made a humble start in advertising in 1972 as he joined Shilpi Advertising as an account executive. In 1976, he moved on to Reliance Industries as their advertising manager. And 4 years later, he founded one of India's first homegrown advertising agencies, Mudra Communications. Mudra Communications became a trendsetter in a world dominated by foreign players. If it wasn't for AGK, generations wouldn't hum only Vimal.
When you're looking for the best, put the rest to rest. Now Vivian has found a new love. It's the one everybody's talking of.
It's only Vimal.
Only Vimal. Only Vimal. The looks of a winner.
Neither would they fall in love with Rasna.
मालूम है कल ना मेरा बर्थडे है और मम्मी ने कहा है कि हम खूब बड़ी पार्टी करेंगे. मैं तो अपनी सब फ्रेंड्स को बुलाऊंगी. मैं यह फ्रॉक पहनूंगी और केक काटूंगी. हम सब खूब खेलेंगे. फिर मम्मी देगी रसना. 11 तरह के रसना. I love you, Rasna.
He made ads memorable. For us, he made them timeless.
Vimal account was with Frank Simoes in those days, and Frank Simoes also handled Raymond. And as Vimal became more prominent, Raymond got a little uncomfortable and gave Frank Simoes an ultimatum that he should choose between Raymond's and Vimal. And Frank chose Raymond, and that is how Mudra was born. And the original Gira Ben Sarabhai's assistant and then later the advertising manager of Reliance became the captain of an agency called Mudra.
When I met him in '86, we were one of the many agencies in the country. 10 years later, he was heading up the third largest agency in the country.
I think he was a middle class Indian. He was very comfortable with his identity, and he knew that a lot of advertising is aimed at these middle class Indians. And a lot of these advertising was being created by, anglicized, westernized, Bombay and Calcutta types. So the fact that he was not from, his agency was not located in Bombay and Calcutta, the fact that he was in Ahmedabad, the fact that he continued to operate from Ahmedabad, I think I would say was one of the master strokes, right, of being able to create something different. Because to be able to create something different, you must be exposed to something different.
Advertising calls for a great deal of learning, both theoretically and through a practical course. But until 1990, India didn't quite see a source to churn out trained advertising professionals. So AGK stepped up to give Indian advertising yet another module to open up a reservoir of creativity.
I think for anyone, as an organization or a person, your quality is your passport basically. Unless you have a good quality built in what you're doing, nothing is going to work.
And since then, the 25-year-old historic Mudra Institute of Communications, Ahmedabad, has changed the geography of the ad fraternity. Based in an indomitable green environment, MICA offers scope for versatility, initiative and creativity, all in a stimulating atmosphere. Be it Saurabh Verma, CEO, Leo Burnett South Asia, Ajit Gurnani, Zenith Optimedia's managing partner, or Kunal Jeswani, the CEO of O&M. The Micans have made their mark. If it wasn't for AGK, the youth that aspire to embrace advertising wouldn't have seen the world of opportunity. His vision has planted hope. For the aspiring minds, AGK scripted a brighter future.
I believe he passed away on the foundation day of Micah, February 5th. Very, very, very strange coincidence, right? I mean, Micah was his passion. That was his way of giving back to the industry. And within 25 years, we have two of the largest ad agencies today, Ogilvy and Burnett, headed by Micans. Incredibly proud of them.
We as people from Mudra, we were not allowed to hire anybody from Micah till the campus recruitment had happened. And we cribbed about it. We said, why is it that something that we have created, why is it that we are not getting the best? Other agencies in fact, are actually coming and taking away the best talent. And his answer was very simple. His answer was, this is for the industry, this is not for Mudra. His thing was that if these students, if these products of Micah are good, then people should stand in a queue to take them.
There was this great part of great time period in American advertising when there was a city called Minneapolis, which created some fantastic advertising. Minneapolis is neither in the East Coast nor on the on the West Coast, and it was neither in anywhere near New York or anywhere near Los Angeles. It was somewhere else, and it produced some outstanding advertising. So to me at that time, Mudra Ahmedabad was the Indian equivalent of what Minneapolis was all about.
In 2003, AGK retired from Mudra to spearhead AGK Brand Consulting. His foresight, be it in the field of advertising or education, makes him immortal. Born in a southern state of Andhra Pradesh, his intellectual heritage will surely be a source of pride for India for many years to come. He penned several books on advertising and entrepreneurship that received wide acclaim.
You should not lose faith in yourself and believe that I can do it. If you can't do it, nobody else can.
His demise has left us with a biography that would read like a dream, and in return, he's given millions a reason to dream.